Heritage trees are widely celebrated, both for their own history and for how much they have seen during their long lifetimes. Sitka spruce are a special tree unique to the Pacific Northwest, and the giant spruce of Cape Perpetua is an exceptional example. The area of interest today is at the central Oregon coast. Cape Perpetua is one of many coastal headlands. At 800 feet tall, it is the highest point on the coast that you can drive to. Cape Perpetua is also a scenic area, which is kind of like a wilderness, but with less restrictions. The scenic area is 2,700 acres and includes many noteworthy natural attractions in addition to the giant spruce tree. The land of Cape Perpetua was set aside for exceptional ecological characteristics and is a favorite for camping, hiking, and sightseeing. Thor's Well has to be one of the most well-known landmarks of the area, and it is one of the most photographed places on the Oregon coast. Another coastal landmark there is Devil's Churn, which is a great showcase of the power of the ocean. The name of Cape Perpetua came in 1778 when Captain James Cook saw the headland on St. Perpetua Day. I know, what are the odds? A couple of explorers named Cook. I'm not sure, but I tend to hide my last name when I vacation in Hawaii. But even older than the 1700s day of European discovery was the giant spruce tree we are visiting. From the Cape Perpetua Visitor Center is the Giant Spruce Trail, which is just a short mile to the giant tree. The Giant Spruce Trail goes parallel to Cape Creek, which flows from a high point and right into the ocean. Cape Perpetua has an extensive 26-mile trail system. Most of the trails go through the temperate rainforest where Sitka trees thrive, while a few have ocean viewpoints. Many of these trails were made by the Civilian Conservation Corps. The CCC was made by President Franklin D. Roosevelt to provide work for young men during the Great Depression. The work was improvements to natural areas like this. They also planted billions of trees. The work of the Civilian Conservation Corps is a sharp contrast to today, where all of the talk is of cutting jobs that support our natural lands and instead selling off or harvesting them. Before the CCC and European discovery, the native name for this headland was Halakake, which means something like exposed place. From the beach shellfish to berries along the river, plants and wildlife of the forest, this area was a well-stocked natural grocery store for the natives that lived here. The Alsea Native Americans of this area thrived until Europeans arrived, bringing smallpox and forcing them into reservations. Some of these great old trees were witness to horrific events like that. Many large Sitka are seen before seeing the champion of Cape Perpetua. At the end of the trail is a very distinct and giant spruce tree. At the base, it has a circumference of 40 feet, or 15 feet diameter, depending on how you like to measure trees. The age of this tree is just about 600 years, roughly. One way to age the tree is by counting rings, but that wasn't done here as it requires cutting the tree down. Another method is to measure the tree and do some math, but that can be subject to error. The more accurate method is to use a drill called an increment borer to get a sample that shows age. A nice interpretive graphic displays the lifetime of the giant spruce. It started as a seedling, growing in the decaying top of a fallen log. As it grew around the old log, the log slowly decayed into nothing. Shaped by the nurse tree that is now gone, the giant spruce tree has a tunnel left under it. The tunnel this tree provides makes a great attraction for all ages. Kids enjoy it like a play structure, not even thinking about why there is a cave under a tree. The roots are of interest with all Sitka spruce trees, as they are known to grow shallow and wide. How these trees grow is ideal for this climate, as the soil is wet with weak drainage. The trees also gain stability from the roots connecting to other Sitka trees like a network. The larger network of Sitka spruce grow naturally on a narrow part of the Pacific Northwest coast, where their year-round moisture needs are met. These special trees have played a part in our history, as their wood is very useful. Sitka spruce wood was used for plane building in World War I and II because of its high strength-to-weight ratio. The 60s are a recent memory for this old tree, but maybe a painful memory. At this time, a windstorm broke off the top of this tree, cutting it from 225 feet to 190 feet. If not for that windstorm, this could have been Oregon's tallest Sitka spruce. Right next to the giant spruce is a taller tree with an unharmed crown. Many big trees like this have been notched or knocked down by windstorms. In a 2007 storm, a bunch of huge Oregon trees were knocked down, like the big Sitka spruce of Clutchie Creek. Also in 2007, this giant spruce tree was designated an official heritage tree, which is kind of like National Register of Historic Places, but for trees. Even more recently, in 2018, my wife made this watercolor of the tree base. Giant trees can provide us a healing opportunity. Like all things nature, a sense of peace and tranquility can easily be found. The impressive sight of a great tree makes anything stressful seem much less important. Compared to this towering being that has lived centuries, all the little problems of life and life itself seem small. The giant spruce of Cape Perpetua is a beloved tree, celebrated by the Heritage Tree Dedication and by many visitors. I am glad we have these great trees and hope they remain protected.